So the other question that comes up a lot is heroic challenges. Again, you've got heroes, you've got heroic combat, and you've got heroic challenges. Heroic challenges are a separate mechanism from heroic combat. Obviously related, but they don't. It's not a separate combat or anything like that. All it is when you have a hero or a heroic unit. These have to be heroic units. So non-heroic units cannot issue heroic challenges. Only comitatus units and heroes can issue heroic challenges. In this case, let's look at this and say, okay, here we have a spear unit that's in formed formation. So they're going to limit my comitatus unit. They cannot enter that hex to initiate heroic combat. Okay, but since there's a hero here, they actually, in this case, it's kind of a weakness for them because he can issue a heroic challenge. Now, what he would have to do in the turn is at the beginning of the heroic combat phase, he would have to convert to open because you have to be in open combat, formation to enter heroic combat. Then he could issue a heroic challenge to Arthmael, who's actually a hero. And even though Arthmael is in open formation, he's stacked with a unit that isn't, so they would not be able to enter the hex. Now, Arthmael, if he refuses, if he declines it, then he just stays there. He doesn't come out to fight. He doesn't. They would actually move into his hex, but he doesn't fight. He stays behind the shield wall like a coward, and he loses four panic points. If he accepts the challenge, then these units actually can move in to fight him. Since he's a hero and he's in charge, the guys underneath him either would have to convert to open and likewise accept the charge, or they would have to convert to open and decline separately. But then Arthmael would be left to fight by himself. By the same token, non-phasing units, and this can actually be very useful, non-phasing units can issue heroic challenges. So if the orange player were the phasing player, he would have an opportunity to issue a heroic challenge. And let's say that he didn't want to. Maybe this guy's shaken, maybe he's got another plan or something going on. Well, then the non-phasing player, in this case Arthmael, actually could issue a heroic challenge to them after they've decided not to do so. In which case, same thing happens. If they don't accept, they stay there, no big deal. They lose 4 panic points and they sit there and everybody laughs at them because they're cowards. If they decide to do it, they convert to open, they enter into the hex. Arthmael has to stay and fight because he's the dummy that started the whole thing. And these guys would either have to convert to open and stay in the fight, or decline and step out. But Arthmael has to stay because he's the one that started it. So either side can issue a heroic challenge, but non-heroic units can't. They are bit players. They can stay and fight if something happens, but they don't have to. They can actually run away if you want to get them out of there for whatever reason. So that's the basics of heroic challenges. I hope that clears it up a little bit. Then you would resolve a heroic combat according to the normal rules.